This is TWiT.
What comes after Zoom?
This is a hysterical graph from 1994. 94.
Wow.
Describe what is worldwide picture phone equipment sales in 1994.
Is that millions after that number?
No, that's just thousands.
Wow.
In 1994, group conferencing systems well under 50,000. Analog video phones. Actually, I'm actually surprised to see that in 1994, maybe 50,000. There was actually a little bump in 93. That's probably because of AT&T pushing. Remember that stupid picture phone?
Yeah.
PictureTel. Sales of group video conferencing by the world's 6 largest manufacturers. First half of 1994. PictureTel sold 2,885. Hitachi sold 315. Not millions, not thousands. 315. And they still had 5% of the market. So clearly, picture phones. But what is really hysterical about this is the projection. They thought by 1999 there'd be 500,000 PC-based video phones by 1999. That might be true. I mean, we had the ZD TV Netcam network. Remember, we were handing out picture phones to people around 98 so that we could, we called them, what did we call them? Netcams, so we could see them. They didn't work very well. Anyway, we've come a long way since 1994.
So Benedict, as is his one, he sucks his thumb and comes up with smart things to say, and he's trying to figure out what comes after a Zoom. And he looks and he said that you either had in these calls, you either had to have something that was URL based or phone number based, right?
Yep.
He said that's why Google has 2. Meet is URL based, Duo is people based.
Okay.
And Zoom came along, and they went one step further. They took the friction out, and you don't need an account, an app, or a social graph to use it. Right? Zoom made network effects irrelevant, but says Ben,
interesting.
That means Zoom doesn't have those network effects either. It grew by removing defensibility. It's just a perfect Ben Evans kind of analysis I hadn't thought of, which I like.
And this explains a lot because, and I even asked this question: why not Skype? Why not any one of a dozen other programs that were there before Zoom even?
You had to have the app, and it was in cold storage really in Microsoft's hands, I think, for a long time.
Yeah.
So then he asked what comes next, and he's just saying that. He goes back to is it Dropbox that Drew Houston said when he started.
Yeah.
Everybody said, well, there's a million of these things. And he said, yeah, do you use them? So he made the best thing. And same with Skype. There was VoIP, but Skype made it good. So now Zoom comes along. But what he thinks, I think, and I agree with this, is what's the social purpose of it? They're not really asking why are you here and what do you want to do. And there's a few new things coming out that are more for events. But I think that this whole notion of talking this way, I find a phone call now ever since the lockdown, a phone call is just antiquated as hell to me. It does
feel old-fashioned. The sound is scratchy. You feel like you're talking to grandma in 1932.
I'm missing something. Why am I doing this? I'm so zoomed.
Hello? Really? You like phone calls, Ann? Are you a phone call guy?
Oh, no. I hate the telephone. I can't stand the telephone. But what I've been hearing since this shelter-in-place stuff is people are appreciative of phone calls because it's been so much of a text culture,
Yeah, but I think that's been, honestly, whenever possible, I do a video phone call.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, there's that too. But there are times when my phone will ring and I'm like, what was that sound? Oh, it's a ringer.
It's spam. That's what it is.
That's part of the problem, right? Is the only people who use phones anymore are spammers. I haven't called my mom on a phone call in many years, but I FaceTime her. And if I tried to phone call her, she said, no, where's the picture? I want FaceTime. And she's 87.
And on the other hand, with me, we do hang out every now and then with my mother. But most of the time, it's just easier for me to do a phone call. I call my mom on a certain day of the week kind of thing. And because I know she's going 200 mile an hour doing whatever it is she's doing. And the last thing she wants to do is stare at the video chat, so.
Really? That's interesting. So she'll talk to you while she's doing other stuff. So that's why she prefers the
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, you do have to. I mean, I've done with my mom. I've phoned her up while I'm cooking. You should try this. Video call while we're cooking and put her there. So she's like leaning on the counter while I'm cooking. She loves that.
Right.
And I love that
because I got stuff to do, boy.
Yeah. She should put you on the counter while she
makes I got some stuff to do.
I never
hurry
did
up
get
and say what you got to say.
Mom's fried chicken. I want some of that fried chicken. She's famous for her fried chicken.
This goes back to our first discussion too, which is what comes next. So Ben talks about Snap, and he said there were lots of ways that you could send images to people, but Snap was the one that came along and said, "Why do you have to press the camera button? The app opens in the camera. And why are you saving your messages? Isn't that like saving all your phone calls?" Fundamentally, Snap asked, "Why exactly are you sending the picture?
Right.
What's the underlying social purpose? You're not really sending someone a sheet of pixels. You're communicating." So I just think that I looked this up because it was reminded us of our first conversation today. They're baby steps towards something new that we hadn't thought of. I still think that's out there. I think it's still early days. We'll see.